Hello everybody, I'm here today to tell you how I made my card box for my wedding. I had seen similar card boxes that looked like cakes and they're pretty expensive. I think they typically go for about $150 if you wanted something like this. Mine cost significantly less. And I did have some of the pieces already, so you guys would have to go out and find exactly what you wanted. But I'll tell you exactly how I did it. So underneath these boxes, you could either do wood. I chose to do foam board, which the foam board I got at AC Moore, and it was 99 cents a sheet. It took 3 sheets to make this, mainly because this bottom box was so large and took up so much of the foam board. If you can find bigger pieces of foam board sheets, then that might, be better. You can cut out more on one sheet of this larger box on the bottom. But I used 3 of the, the smaller sized foam board sheets. And each piece on this, so there are 4 sides, so 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a bottom, and then there's a top to this. So there's 6 altogether pieces. That's why it took so much foam board. And that's the same with all of these boxes, except for the middle one. The middle one does not have a bottom at all. So this one only took 5 pieces, and this one took 6. So that should just give you an idea. For this is 11 by 11, each piece. I cannot remember exactly what this is, but what I did was I laid the sheet horizontally, so it was lengthwise this way across, and I cut out the 11 by 11 from the bottom to the middle, and then whatever that extra space was, because I don't know the dimensions of the foam board, or else I'd tell you, I used that extra space to do from there to the top of the board. And then just the same width across, so you have a perfect square for this piece. And then this I used, for this bottom piece, 11 by 11, I fit 2 on one sheet, I think it was, either 2 or 3. And then however many you could fit across, whatever that extra is, that little extra on the end, try to make a full square out of that, the biggest square you can. And then that's how I made this. So like I said, this takes 6, this takes 5, this takes 6 pieces. Whole bottom of this box is hollow, so people would put their cards in here, and then it would drop down into the hole that I have underneath for this top box. So for this box, you would make the lip not be perfect with this box. You would have it go over, so I have the lip to maybe here, and that's so this box has a resting place to sit on. For the bottom of this box, the very base, what I did was I cut 3 sides. So think of it this way. So it goes like this. But what you're going to do is on the top of this panel, you're going to cut a slit in it, but not all the way through on this side, this front side towards me. So that can drop down. So when you're trying to get your cards afterwards, all you need to do is pull down that flap and it will easily come out. To cover the box, because you're going to see seams. Once you glue it all together, I use a hot glue gun. You are going to cover it with ribbon. My colors are navy blue and pink. I chose to just do navy blue on this box and cream because my colors are cream, not white. So I went to Joann Fabric and I bought this fabric. I believe I purchased 2.5 yards just to be safe, and I do still have some extra, so you might not need 2.5 yards, but just in case you make a mistake or anything, you might want to do that. I tried to wrap the box just like you would a gift. The only difference is when I pulled in the sides, you probably can't see this, I pulled them down so you have this flat seam right here, and I tucked in the sides, so there's actually a tuck that goes crisscross over here. you probably can't see it from the video, but I can see a slight line underneath this where the fabric tucks in a crisscross triangle. And then you just fold the sides over, and you should get this nice flat side. But because you don't want people to see this crisscross, you turn the box around and you have this perfectly flat side that you did showing. And I have that on all three. So the crisscross sides are always on the side. The ribbon, I went to Michael's and I bought a roll of ribbon, the thicker one, and that one I believe was $3.99. If you have a coupon, you can always get, I think it's like 40% off or something. So I believe this was $3.99 for this thicker ribbon. The thinner ribbon that I have over here, I'm not sure how much that cost. Let's say that was $3.99 too. And like I said, you get the 50% off. This somebody actually gave me, this fake, big, huge bling ring going on over here. I got this with an engagement gift, so I already had this, didn't have to buy it. The top is a mixture of the extra thick ribbon and thin ribbon. I'm just, going to tie into a bow, and I have not obviously secured this on yet. This was actually a hair barrette that I had for a long time, and I never use it in my hair, so I figured I'd stick it on the box. Why not? And this was on a hair elastic that I had. I got it at the same time as the barrette, and it broke. And the elastic broke. And I said, you know what? This is exactly what I've been looking for. I went to Michael's. I went to AC Moore. I went to Joann's. I couldn't find any crystal things that looked like this, which I knew this is exactly what I wanted. The closest thing I could find were snowflakes, but this wedding is not happening in the wintertime, so I didn't want snowflakes. So overall, how much did I spend doing this project? So let's say, I think I said $3.99. So 4 and 4, so 8. $11 for, well, this is $3, so $11 total for the ribbon and the foam board. And then I'm trying to remember how much I paid for the fabric. Fabric, I don't know, let's say it was $3.99 a yard or something. And I bought 2.5 yards. So overall, you're probably looking at about, $15 to $20 to make this. And I mean, I don't know how much these would cost if you were to buy them. And I mean, you can embellish it with whatever you want. It doesn't have to be this. It could be big flowers. You don't have to do ribbon. I've seen people do crystal embellish ribbon around it. So it's all up to you. But rather than spending $150, I think this looks pretty good for what it is. And it functions well. And for $15, I can't really complain. So there's my tutorial on how I did my card box, and I hope I inspired you to do a beautiful card box yourself.